Yeah, welcome back. Now we'll discuss about text classification with some real-time use case. And also we'll see the types of text classification, the approaches and the steps how to perform text classification with small example. As the term itself, text classification is a fundamental task in NLP that involves assigning predefined categories or labels to the text. So it enables us, the machines, to understand, organize, and analyze large volumes of textual information efficiently. This text classification is a crucial aspect of NLP applications where the diverse real applications, sentimental analysis, opinion mining, classification of text, categorizing the text into positive, negative reviews, and in various essential means in terms of healthcare, in terms of industries, credit in finance, to decide whether the person is applicable for loan or not, loan approval process, e-commerce, product reviews, social media, Twitter analysis, yes, reviews analysis, product review analysis. For all these, this forms a base for these applications. So today we will see how this text classification is being addressed in the following way. As we could see the examples here, we have spam and not spam classifying based on the content what we have in the mail content. So I can classify it into a good mail content or which is a spam. Similarly, the movie reviews where I can have the action movie, comedy movie, romantic movies, or based on some theme, based on some patriotism and all. Similarly, the news, which is can be categorized into sports, politics, health, and so on. The reviews nowadays, positive, negative. We can also do intent analysis also. Similarly, the product reviews, restaurant reviews. Yes, you have now short the Blinkit, Zepto, and all for those reviews. You have customer support reviews of each industry of the college or for the application process, for admission process. You can have in healthcare for billing, for technical, for processing the claim process of our insurance and all. For medical, you have to identify the symptoms, to tell the category of the disease which the patient is has, to recommend the treatment analysis, sentiment analysis. For all this, simply where we are supposed to decide how which textual content belongs to which category label is nothing but the text classification. So this text classification is a task of assigning the category, the content available, the text available, to which category it belongs to. I have a small example as a patient reports fever and cough for 3 days. So the possible occurrence of classes can be, it is about discussed about some disease information, and he is talking about some symptoms that there are fever and cough. So for that, maybe I have to suggest some treatment. You have emergency. So you have some possible classes. These are the possible, may be true or may not be true. Of course, for this example, patient reports fever and cough for 3 days. Maybe it is about disease information. It is also some symptom. May not be emergency and may not, and also required some treatment. So this is how. Similarly, you also have some different input text as blood sugar levels are high, which may belong to the category of disease. Take insulin twice daily, which belongs to the category of treatment. Patient complaints of chest pain, which belongs to the category of symptom. Oxygen level is critically low or very low, which belongs to the category of emergency. So if my possible input text is likewise with these scenario, now my text classification task is to assign appropriate class label to these given input text. Likewise, of course, now I am doing it physically, but we want our NLP model, we want our ML model to do this automatic categorization or the assigning of the class labels to the given input text. Similarly, we have some basic types of text classification as binary, multi-label and multi-class classification. Binary classification means which classifies the text into two categories, one and yes or no, true or false. Yes. In the best example is based on the content what it is in the mail content, mail body or headings and all. If I could say you have got won the cash award, now you'll be getting the $1 million lottery. All this may belong to spam. Next is if you have a valid @Gmail account, we have a valid sentence which is official, which is very has come from the valid user organization. All it is not a spam. This example belongs to binary classification. Disease, whether the disease ailments are yes or no, whether he is being predicted with the cancer or no. This is called as binary classification, which will automatically help us to filter out to decide based on yes or no. Next is multi-class classification. Assigns a single label from multiple predefined categories. I repeat the point, where you are assigning a single label from the multiple predefined categories. Example, where I have to give my articles and all, the multi-class classification, where I have all the document of newspaper, where I have to categorize into one is news, one is of article is of science, one is of fiction, one is of jokes and so on. The reviews of movies and also one says it is fun, one says it is okay, one says it is neutral. Of course here it is positive review, they have appreciated. It is neutral here, it is neutral here, they have given less rating, means it is not so good. You have less rating here, medium, and next it is super, which have been appreciated and all. So you are categorizing multiple class labels for the same single content and all. So this process we call it as, or this type of categorization we call it as multi-class classification. Next is multi-label classification, assigning multiple labels. The other one was assigning a single label to multiple categories. Here is assigning a multiple labels to a single text. I have a text, reviewed 10 papers over the weekend, feel superhuman and all. So for this now I have to assign the multiple label classification, that it belongs to so and so, it also belongs to so and so, it belongs to fun, it also belongs to science, it also belongs to the weekend and all. Yes. The single news article could be categorized under politics, can also belongs to economics, can also belongs to the international or a breaking news and whatever. So this kind of assigning to the multiple labels is called as multi-label classification. So next we have some approaches to implement machine learning, deep learning approaches and use of embeddings. The embeddings types and all we have seen in the earlier sessions. The usage of deep learning and all, applying the deep learning model with some LSTMs and RNN. For some example, we can see it in the next sessions. Now we can also see with the Navy base, which is the most acceptable approach for, or widely acceptable approach for text classification. We also have SVM. We can also use decision trees to categorize, to perform binary classifier. We can use random forest to do multi-classifier and have the majority of voting and all. The most of the people use the Navy basic. Suppose these are the steps in general. We'll come across an example like this. The movies I love this movie. So for this we have to do the data pre-processing, convert it into word form, have the vectorization form, make use of TF-ID of word embeddings and all, then apply the Navy base classifier, then display the or predict the result, whether it is positive or negative, and then apply the evaluation metrics, either accuracy, precision, F score or any. Here I have taken one small use case of clinical notes called as patient has high blood pressure, child has a fever and cough, severe chest pain was there, some shortness of breath is there, prescribed antibiotics for bacterial infection, schedule for routine. Likewise, I have some small clinical notes which has been taken from the doctor notes and all. So for this, I am importing the multinomial binary classifier from this Navy base, where you can import it from the sklearn. So we are categorizing it into labels, cardiology, pediatrics, yes, next general, we have medicines and so on. Maybe we can also have some other category also here, not only cardiology, we can also have some other symptom. Yes, so to first is we are had to convert this raw text into the token count vectorization, and then by using the vectorizer fit transform, we are making it into a good structured resultant of the available data in terms of vectors. Next, training the Navy Bayes classifier by calling the function multinomial Navy Bayes classifier and then fitting the labels. So this we can see with a simple and testing it with a simple new sample. Now I have, so you could see here in the given data samples, we had all these symptoms as patient, blood pressure, fever, cough, bacterial infection, routine checkup, and etc. Here I have given some sample new symptom as a bacterial infection. So it could now, the model could Navy, because of the use of Navy Bayes classifier, it could predict the new patient symptom as the category as general, where the bacterial information. So it is a general category. Yes, from this one. Suppose I have my input new symptom text or the which is the chest pain with cough. The words of chest pain, cough are mapping with the given input text samples. So the symptoms which are telling about the chest pain and the cough and all, here the predicted category is cardiology. Suppose you have the given news patient history which has come is child is given some medicines, some dosage of medicines. Yes, so for this it could come under the category of a checkup, a routine checkup where or the follow-up process, follow-up category. Likewise, we can, this is a small example where we can write or illustrate or predict the category of the words which belongs to. Yes. Similarly, we can use the text classification for the various applications like sentiment analysis, spam detection, news categorization, customer support applications, for comment detection, intent analysis, to help the virtual assistants and bots, for legal and healthcare document classification, as I have mentioned, for fake news detection, for language identification, for product review analysis, yes, for toxicity detection, language detection, intent recognition, for name entity recognition, question answering process and all. In the next session, we can be seeing about a detailed example of the mathematical or some sample mathematical analysis of Navy Bayes classifier, how the probability or the probability distribution is being used to solve the example. Thank you. So today we have seen the text classification, types, applications, and one scenario of healthcare sample data set which to result to predict the type of the category. Thank you.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe VNR Digital Learning Resource YouTube channel.